21,000 people work at Adventist Health. Do you ever wonder what they all do? I mean, what kind of jobs do they have? When I was young, I thought health meant doctor, nurse, and housekeeper was about it, right? Yeah, then I got a little bit older and I discovered cashier. That was my job. In fact, I got to be on the switchboard for a while when I was in high school. My lands, when your father is active in a hospital environment, you get some of the craziest jobs on earth. But you know, they all had meaning, just like every job here. Now, I love being in Tara's cubicle because there's so much happening. I look around here and I'm reminded to pick up the mail, I'm reminded to forward the phone, I'm reminded to make sure that Ellen gets to her appointment and that the devotional gets cared for. I'm reminded that the most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. And that's what she says Theodore Roosevelt said. You know, every one of us has a task. For each of us, it's different. For each of us, it's special. For each of us at Adventist Health, we are doing sacred work, meeting human need with love. I want to tell you a way that happened one day. We had a patient who was a pain, and there's no other way to say it. He was one of these guys who's about 6'8", and covered with tattoos from top of his head. I'm sure if we'd ever noticed, he would have had them on the soles of his feet. He had leather underwear. You know, he lived inside of a Harley Davidson. He was that kind of a guy. He had studs here and studs there and everywhere. He was just a guy that the minute you looked at him, you said, "Ooh, my, that's a big man." And he didn't smile much. Big mustache, big belly, bad sickness. And he was nasty to everybody on the floor. Nobody wanted to go in and talk to him because the minute you'd walk in the door, he would say something that just would rub you wrong, no matter what it was. "I just need to take your blood pressure." "Yeah, what?" It was not a pleasant deal. And then his doctor came in. His doctor comes to that hospital once in a while, but not all the time. He's not a normal physician to just show up there every day. He came in, a little short fellow, Italian. Walked in, said, "Where's Bill?" Looked at the chart, went over to Bill, closed the door. Now, I happen to know what happened in that room because there was one other person in the room who told me. It was his nurse, who was as close as she could get because she was really concerned about this guy. His illness was something that demanded a lot of attention, and somehow we needed to break through this crust of antagonism. She said the doctor came in. "Hi, Bill." And Bill just shouted at him and just raked him over the coals, but the doc just did his job, got everything all done. And when he was all done, he opened the door to the hallway and in a booming voice looked at the nurse and said, "Maria, take good care of Bill. He's a biker, you know." And the doc walked off. Everybody on the unit then called him Bill the Biker. And when they'd walk in and say, "Hey, Bill, how's the biker doing?" Complete flip. With that simple phrase, the doc had been able to connect everybody with his patient. "He's a biker, you know." And there was pride that just made it a better day. I've thought about that a lot. I asked the doc, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "Dick, you know, nobody likes Bill. Some of the people in his Hell's Angel club don't even like him. He can really be nasty. But he's proud of being a biker. And when you sit down next to him and talk about his bike, he cries like a baby. He loves that machine. It's all he's got." And I figured what he needed was a few more friends beyond just his bike. So let's give him a few on this unit. When Bill left about a week later, there was a huge party at the hospital. Not because he was going, but because Bill asked all his biker buddies to come and meet his hospital family, his friends. because everybody loved him by then. What we're doing is simply sacred work. There's no other way to describe it. We're taking people like Bill, who are angry, nasty, or as the Smothers Brothers said once, evil, mean, and wicked, awful, bad, and nasty. And he wasn't even prosperous. And turn them into people who, there's a word. In the text that we've been talking about from the Christian scriptures, where the Apostle Paul speaks about when you take your mind and focus on God, you take your heart and focus on God, when you do that together, there's something amazing that happens. The evil crud goes away and is replaced by gentleness, meekness, kindness, patience, the ability to just be solid. And then Paul says, and whatever you do, be sure and put on love, which is the perfect belt that binds us all together. I love the diversity of all those jobs at an Adventist hospital. Just imagine all the things that happen. You get to do sacred work when you're the guy at the dock loading and unloading the truck, when you're the fellow who's taking care of the dirty sheets, when you're the gal who is making certain that everyone feels welcome when they walk in the front door or the back door or the side door. Did I ever tell you what happened one day? A husband and his pregnant wife found the wrong hallway and the wrong stairway and came in, instead of coming to the emergency room or the front door or OB or anything, they come in some little back stairway, and there's a housekeeper coming out, and she opens the door and says, wow, you're about to have a baby. And they all say yes, and in 2 minutes, they've got them in an elevator and upstairs. Everyone in every job, it's sacred work, meeting human need, whatever, with your love. I want to really challenge you to keep doing that here at Adventist Health. And your assignment is to take all of those words, their behavior words, lifestyle challenges, gentleness, meekness, patience, kindness. Oh, there's that long list, and it ends with, and the belt of love, which ties them all together. Sacred work. God bless you.